There are 3 simple steps that can reset your metabolism and help you lose 15 pounds of stubborn belly fat in the next 90 days. These are backed by science, and if you do them right, you can reverse what I call the metabolic crash. The hidden reason why high-performing men over 35 can't lose belly fat no matter how hard they try. Here's what nobody in the fitness industry is telling you. The old fitness rules telling you to eat less, move more, work harder, they stop working after 35. Not because you're lazy, but because your biology has fundamentally changed. My name is Lars Madel, and over the last 8 years, I've helped hundreds of CEOs, executives, and successful professionals build lean, powerful, athletic bodies without sacrificing their lifestyle. And here's what's interesting. I love eating out. I personally eat out several times a week. I enjoy the foods I love. 10 years now, I've stayed lean and people keep asking me how. The answer? You don't need to cut out the foods you love. You need to eat smarter. And when you do this right, which I will show you in step number 1, you can boost your testosterone and metabolism by up to 30%. It's wild, and let's break down the science. Why does your body fight weight loss after 35? Here's an interesting fact most people don't know. Your metabolism isn't just one thing. It's a complex system controlled by your testosterone, your cortisol, your insulin, and your thyroid hormones. Think of your metabolism like a high-performance supercar engine, a Ferrari to be exact. Your metabolism is pretty much here. In your 20s, that engine could handle almost any type of fuel, no matter how much crap you eat. But after 35s, 3 things happen. 1, your testosterone drops by 1% every year. That's the hormone responsible for your ability to build muscle and lose fat. This study by Reproductive Biology and Endocrinology, published in 2024, proved these scary numbers. And if you have a demanding career with long sitting hours, lots of stress, those numbers can double if not triple. Which leads me to number 2. Your cortisol, that's the stress hormone, stays elevated after 35. And stress is literally something that keeps your body inflamed. It's a survival mechanism we had from our ancestors where your body literally holds onto every single calorie like your life depends on it. In fact, I've been in periods in my life where I've been so overwhelmed, so stressed, so overtaken by demanding schedules in my business, and even back in the day when I was involved with a lot of personal stuff in my life, and I could literally see acne flare-ups, joint pain come up around my hips, and I physically saw my love handles get larger and bigger even when nothing changed in my diet. 3. Your insulin sensitivity decreases. This is just a fancy way of saying your body literally becomes less efficient of using food for energy, and therefore more likely uses it to store fat. And it's actually one of the biggest problems I keep telling my parents to stop snacking all the time. Because when you're snacking, or if you're just making a habit out of eating when you're hungry, that's actually your hormones controlling you. And you're spiking insulin, you're spiking your blood sugar, and those crashes become harder and harder, and your insulin sensitivity becomes less and less responsive. And this is why emotional eating also is a problem, because men go wrong with thinking that whenever they're hungry and your body is telling you that you need food, but it's actually the opposite. It's just your hormones are messed up. So going back to metabolism being a high-performance supercar engine, well, that really isn't the case anymore after 35. And here's the brutal truth. The fitness industry completely ignores this. If you're still struggling with that stubborn, annoying belly fat, you're not failing because of lack of willpower, because you're already probably trying a lot of things and have done in the past. But you're failing because every plan you follow is ignoring the biological reality of being over 35. You have higher cortisol, lower testosterone, a slower metabolism. You can't just go and fix that with more workouts or a stricter diet. You need to reset your system. The systems are simply broken, not you. So here are the 3 steps that actually work for you as a high-performing man over 35. Let's get your biology to work with you, not against you. Let's break them down. Step 1 is the protein first protocol. The main problem isn't what you're eating, it's how and when you're eating it. And here's exactly how my clients use it, and I'll explain how it works. Before every meal, you're going to prioritize protein. Not just include it, prioritize it. This means eating your protein source before even touching carbs and fats. So the next time you're at a social gathering, whether that's at home or in a restaurant, and the table has tons of options. That could be mashed potatoes, that could be beef, it can be salad, all sorts of stuff. Well, it's quite simple. Just focus on going for the protein, especially in this case would be the beef, and load around 30 to 50% of your plate with that protein. Then you can still add some mashed potatoes, You can still add some salad. Salad usually has a lot of olive oils, very high fat, a secret calorie bomb. Usually most protein sources already have fat in them, so when you start eating a protein, your insulin is going to be very stable. And there are so many ways to add more protein to your plate. So if you are having a burger at a restaurant, just ask for an extra patty on the side. That's 2x more protein already. Having pasta, we'll ask for extra shrimp or extra steak. Having sushi, we'll ask for sashimi plates, nigiri, or a lean roll. Simple, but incredibly effective, and I'll explain you why. Science has shown again and again that consuming protein before carbohydrates reduces your post-meal blood sugar levels by up to 40%, and your insulin reduces by up to 35%. This already fixes your insulin problem I mentioned earlier. Not only that, protein makes it fall very quick, so the chances of you overeating on the carbs and fats later drastically reduces. Protein is the most powerful macronutrient because it activates one thing called the thermic effect of food, which means your body burns around 6 to 10 times more calories just from eating protein compared to carbs and fats. Think of it as turning your metabolism into a furnace where it gets hotter and hotter and hotter the more protein you eat. High protein meals are so effective that I literally tell my clients to not track carbs and fats. They don't matter when you have a high protein diet, which is also something I do for myself. I only track my calories and my protein, and it keeps me in check. So instead of being completely obsessed with every single food that goes into my mouth, I rather focus on the protein that gives me the most amount of leverage for fat loss. And here's what most people don't understand. Even if you're eating the same foods, how your body responds to them metabolically makes all the difference. And I cannot tell you how many times, whether it's been at Christmas or at social events or when I've been at restaurants, and there's been an abundance of delicious options, and I haven't had the awareness to know how to eat, so I've just taken all sorts of types of food, like the fries, the mashed potatoes, I'll add some meat and a lot of sauce, and all these vegetables loaded with olive oil. And I clearly remember how that made me feel, not just on the day after that specific meal, but the days after. The way you eat and the foods you eat have a massive impact, not just on how you feel, but what happens internally with your hormones and your metabolism. And after a few frustrating years later where I couldn't lose these love handles no matter how hard I tried, I learned that I've messed up with my insulin and metabolism. So start prioritizing protein the next time you eat, and I guarantee you won't just lose fat faster, but know that you're essentially hacking your insulin response, allowing you to stay in that fat burning mode so much longer. No need for meal prep, no more restriction, just eat smart. Step 2 is the compound movement protocol. And this is where everything you've been told is backwards. Remember me mentioning the metabolic crash where you can't seem to lose that stubborn lower belly fat no matter how hard you try? Here's the science to prove exactly why. When you train, you create further stress on the body. That triggers cortisol release. In your 20s, your body recovers from that quickly. But after 35, when you're dealing with work stress, juggling a demanding career or family, have limited time to cook, and then combine that with traveling or poor sleep, that cortisol stays chronically elevated. And elevated cortisol does 3 things. 1, it literally blocks testosterone production. 2, it increases insulin resistance. 3, it signals your body to store fat, especially around your midsection. Think of your body as a bank account. Every workout is a withdrawal. Every recovery period is a deposit. In your 20s, you could go in depth and still bounce back. After 35, every withdrawal has to be strategic. In simple terms, training more without understanding how your body actually recovers can do more harm than good. Running when you're weighing 20 pounds more than you should, lifting without a proper strategy when you're not getting stronger, and pushing harder on your joints without recovering properly doesn't build you up, it breaks you down. So this is why step number 2, the compound movement protocol, isn't just a workout strategy. It's absolutely essential if you want to take your fitness to the next level. It works like this. Instead of doing more workouts, you do less, but intentional. 3 full body workouts per week is enough at 45 to 60 minutes. And you want to focus entirely on compound movements. Exercise that work multiple muscle groups at once. Squats, deadlift, barbell rows, bench press, and overhead shoulder press. These movements trigger something called a systematic hormonal response. Your body releases testosterone and growth hormone, which signal muscle growth faster than anything else. It's a response to mechanical stress. Just a simple way of saying, when you lift heavier week by week, you get more testosterone, more growth hormone, and you build muscle quicker, and it starts working like a machine. Very powerful. Workout plan for you could look like this. Dumbbell bench press, 3 sets between 8 to 12 reps. Dumbbell rows, 3 sets between 8 to 12 reps. Dumbbell shoulder press, again, 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. And then dumbbell or barbell squats, 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Then you can add around 2 to 3 sets of some bicep curls and tricep extensions at the end of your workout. Notice how simple that sounds, because it is. That workout can be done in 45 minutes at most hotel gyms. Even with little equipment, the science behind this is incredible. And you should aim to do around 3 of these workouts per week with around 1 rest day between. That means 24 to 48 hours, you're allowing your body to recover between the next session. And the biggest tip I have for you on these exercises is you want to increase around 2 to 5% of the weight you're lifting every single week. So over time, when you're tracking this can be done on your phone in Google Notes, or what we do with our clients is we have an app where they actually are tracking every single exercise so you can see that every single week you're getting stronger. Now you're building muscle in the right areas. And usually you can target the muscles that make you look really, really good in a suit or without clothes. That's the shoulders, the lats, the upper chest, the back. And when you start training in this manner and you start getting stronger with targeted training, it doesn't really take too long until you start seeing a massive difference in your physique. This dumbbell workout will be far more effective than any other bodyweight workout you've tried that you could do 6 times per week because it focuses on 2 things. 1, recovery. Your central nervous system needs 24 to 48 hours to fully recover. So the rest days you have between these workouts is actually very important, because the next time you step into the gym, you'll notice how much more energy you have. You'll feel properly recovered, and the strength you'll have will supplement the second thing, which is number 2, strength. When you give your central nervous system enough time to recover, getting stronger becomes 10 times easier. And you'll notice this. Your primary focus, if you want to get the most out of your gym workouts and you actually want to build muscle, is to get stronger week in, week out. Stop training hours of your valuable time on the treadmill trying to burn more calories, where instead you integrate a system where you're getting stronger week in, week out on the right areas that build your muscle, and more muscle means a faster metabolism. A 2021 study in the strength and conditional research found that compound movements increasing the testosterone 24 to 48 hours after your workout. So think of this exercise as flipping on your metabolic switch. You're not just burning calories during your workout, you're reprogramming your hormonal environment for the next 2 days. And look, unless you have 12 hours a week to commit to the gym, this is the smartest training approach for men over 35. The way you train will either break you or build you, so choose wisely. Step 3, elite lifestyle design. And honestly, after helping hundreds of successful men at the age of 50, men who travel 3 to 4 times a month, men who at most only have 3 hours a week to commit to their health, not having a system that works with that lifestyle, this is where most fitness programs fail you. Achieving that lean, athletic, muscular body that looks amazing without clothes or in a suit isn't really about doing more at all. It's about being consistent on a few simple things that are scientifically proven to get you results week in, week out. So if you're struggling with losing that stubborn belly fat right now, or you don't feel you have that edge or confidence or energy like you did in your 20s, but it's more the lifestyle issue than an age issue. And this is why I'm so big on lifestyle. Your lifestyle habits, from how you sleep, manage stress, consume alcohol, how you eat, to how you approach traveling, to even how long you sit during your days, have a bigger impact on your metabolism than your workouts and diet combined. So elite lifestyle design is not about adding more things to your plate. It's about optimizing what's already there. If you can become good with leveraging the time you already have and do the right things long enough, then there's not really much holding you back from taking your fitness to the next level. And this is also something I realized with my clients, that a busy CEO who's working 60+ hours a week literally finds themselves in environments where he can't cook, has so many responsibilities that decision fatigue becomes a real problem. And where it becomes super clear that he only has limited time to focus on his health, he needs a different approach from the rest. Simple protocols that have a massive impact on your fat loss are: 1, avoiding blue light 1 to 2 hours before bed. This is to protect your REM sleep. That is the most important sleep that your body needs and metabolism to recover properly. So something I recommend is throw that phone away, go in a dark room and just read a book instead, or just wind down, my friend. 2, use intermittent fasting to improve insulin sensitivity. I'm actually fasted myself, and I'm a big fan of Pellegrino, sparkling water, and just generally black coffee. This usually means that I'm fasted for 16 hours and then have an 8-hour eating window. Fasting lowers inflammation. It strengthens your insulin sensitivity. It saves you hundreds of calories that you could be wasting in the morning. And I guarantee that if you do it for just 30 days, it will change your life. 3, doing post-meal walks to hit your 10K steps for the day. Consistent movement is your metabolism's best friend. So when you're already fighting a lifestyle where you have long sitting hours, post-meal walks or making a habit of just walking for 10 to 15 minutes is massive. And 4, stop drinking alcohol 2 to 3 hours before bed. Alcohol directly affects your hormones, and when you have it very close to your sleep, it makes you a hormonal mess. So something that helps detox the alcohol effects is lime water with a sprinkle of sea salt. Drink half a liter of this before bed and your hangovers and the alcohol effects will massively improve. Something I want to share is I've been in this game long enough to understand what works and what doesn't, and I walk the talk. If you've ever seen on my Instagram, I preach lifestyle so much. I love pizza. Like, I was in Italy in Positano last August, and it was a very eye-opening experience because it was one of the busiest times of my life, and I was eating pizza and pasta. Italy has amazing food, and I was out and about late nights drinking wine. I was consumed with the Italian experience, if you may. And what happened was, because of me juggling work and business, I was also overwhelmed and quite stressed. And that's when I realized that if I didn't have a few non-negotiable habits in my life that created this protective barrier that kept me in check, I would have become a hormonal mess. So this is where intermittent fasting saved my ass. Knowing that I needed to build my meals around protein kept my metabolism strong. It saved me from wasting tons of calories on foods that really wouldn't fill me up. And protecting things like my sleep and walking 10K steps per day all actually allowed me to stay lean throughout that whole trip. This is why I preach so many times to my clients that you need to make fitness a lifestyle. And it can be enjoyable because that trip was fantastic. This is the type of fitness knowledge I would have hoped every fitness coach or every program would teach you. Because if you learn this, you don't need a coach or a routine forever. You have the tools to maintain a lean, powerful body for the rest of your life. But unfortunately, most coaches and fitness industry wants you to be dependent on them. Now here's what ties all these 3 steps together. If you are a CEO or executive or a successful professional who is over 35 and you've been stuck with that stubborn belly fat for over 6 months despite your best efforts, if you feel that something is just off, you just don't have that energy, that kick, that drive like you used to, and there's a lack of clarity of knowing whether what you're doing right now is going to get you to where you want to be, then you might be experiencing what I call a lifestyle-induced metabolic crash. And look, I'm not here to scare you, I just want to put awareness on something that holds so many men back. A metabolic crash isn't just about being out of shape, it's just your body's response to years of chronic stress, irregular sleep, bad eating habits, and inconsistent training. And here's the thing about your metabolism. It's not static. It either gets better or worse. Every year you wait, your testosterone continues to drop. Your insulin sensitivity decreases even more. Your muscle mass declines. And what might take 90 days to fix now can take 12 months if you wait another year. This is just biology. But here's the good news. Your metabolism isn't broken. It's just responding to the signals from your lifestyle. And with the right approach, like the protein first protocol, the compound movement protocol, and elite lifestyle design, you can reset it. That's exactly what these 3 steps do. If you've watched this video so far, you clearly care about optimizing your health and fitness despite your busy schedule. And I can tell you with confidence that achieving a lean, athletic, powerful body that stands out from the crowd, a body that gets your peers to respect you, and feeling in complete control of your health is something that's very possible between your 30s, 40s, and 50s when your metabolism is strong. And this is exactly what we do inside Reinvented Coaching with a system called the Metabolic Reset. We have so many success stories from men who just felt they were lacking the long-term solution and they were done with another quick fix. This isn't for everyone, but if you're a business owner or a highly successful professional over 35 who's serious about making a real change to finally get results that stick for the rest of your life, then we offer a handful of free fitness assessment calls every month where you have the opportunity to work with me and my team. If that's you, you can click the link in the description and book a free call. Or if you're watching on a TV, you can actually scan this QR code right here. If that's not for you right now, that's completely fine. You can take the advice that I've shared inside this video and consistently apply it for 8 to 12 weeks and watch what happens with your belly fat, your energy, and your muscle growth. Fixing your metabolism now is one of the most powerful things you can do for your long-term health. I always do my best efforts to create the best content for you guys, so hopefully you appreciate that. And that's pretty much it, guys. If you want more specific topics for me to cover, just let me know in the comments below, give a thumbs up, and now it's your turn to put this into action. Stay consistent, stay healthy, and let's reset your metabolism. I'll see you in the next one.